Hey podcast, what's going on? This is Squatingdog. Here and in today's podcast, we have a new podcast. I mean, what's up, nerds? Welcome to Chapter 3, Season 3 of the Unvaulted podcast. I'm your host, Squatingdog. But Italk might just call me a jerk for making fun of his intro. I know it's been a little while since we have hosted a podcast, and my apologies for that. We've been juggling quite a few things to get quality guests on the podcast. We lost PM to NFTs, and we took a little bit of a summer break. We have a few incredible individuals lined up for this next month and are excited to jump back in together. With that said, Vibin is kicking into high gear with a brand new summer update. We have a lot to dive into, and we have the perfect person to do it with. In fact, this is my very first person that I reached out to be on Unvaulted in its infancy stages. Back in its infancy stages, because he has an incredible voice, an honest perspective, and a kind heart. This is Italk Fortnite. Thank you for being here. What's up, dude?
Hey, how you doing? You're praising me a bit too high there, bud. Just a little bit too high.
It was a little too much?
A little too much, yeah. I don't think I'm all that.
Oh, come on, bro. Well, I am so grateful to have you on because I consider you a friend. And
I do too.
I really love your content. I really love who you are as a person. And I think Fortnite is better because of you. So thank you for saying yes to being on the podcast. How you feeling about,
bro? Come on.
How you feeling about being on the podcast today?
A little nervous, little bit. You warmed me up a bit already off air though, so I think it'll be all right.
Well, I mean, I feel like you do this for your YouTube videos daily. What makes the podcast space a little different than just like throwing up a YouTube video where you're talking about Fortnite already?
Very professional. This is very professional. I'm not like opening up Audacity and just like recording. And if I say and too much, I just stop the recording, cut that part out, then redo the recording. Like, it's not like that. This is all like, it's just very professional. So I have to be like, okay, you're in a different environment now. You're in a different area. So just,
Well, my hope is that we can cozy you up enough to feel natural. You're already doing great. But I must say, for those that are listening, that Italk is a huge inspiration to me in creating this podcast with PM because of your honest narrative and takes on the game. We all love the game, I would say, for the most part, and we want to see it succeed. We want to see it in its best form. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you have always had, I consider you kind of like a compass in some ways to articulating and talking about where the community is as a whole, right? Like, so it might not just be you or your personal opinions. You'll hold those, you'll share those, but I also feel like you are really good at like creating a voice for those that are in our community. Like, people are frustrated at this thing, and you just voice those things really well. And so I'm really excited to have you on because I think you'll be able to do that for what we have going on in the summer event. And for those of you who may not know you, I feel like I would love to hear a little bit about yourself and then what got you invested into Fortnite.
All right. Well, so what's up? My name's Nick. People call me Nick Fortnite. Might legally change that to my name because it's just funny. I do item shop coverage every single day. I've been doing it for almost 4 years straight. Where I just record the item shop so you guys can see what's in the shop, like perfect view of it and everything. Like I said, I've been doing that for a while. I do commentaries on the side too. That is my favorite thing to cover though, is the commentary styles, and just I'm inspired by like Nero Cinema, who's like a Call of Duty YouTuber, as well as like a whole bunch of other people, where you just have gameplay on in the background and you talk about whatever you want. For me, it's always about Fortnite related stuff. I don't know. I've been around the block a bit, been doing this for a while, and also have a big presence on Twitter. And again, it's just to talk about topics, share Fortnite art, and other stuff of the sort like that.
What brought you to Fortnite though? Like, there's a lot of games that you can get involved with, a huge following you can make anywhere. What about Fortnite made you the most like drawn towards it?
Well, it was definitely the cosmetics. So The biggest thing I remember is I was in my my basement at the time, and my brother was watching a YouTube video. I want to say it was from Camping Rusher, but I don't remember exactly who it was. But they were covering Fortnite skin leaks. And I look over and I'm looking at the TV and I see Raven on the screen. I'm like, wait, what's that? What is that? And he's like, oh, that's Raven. Everyone's talking about it. I'm like, what? That skin looks amazing. So I'm like, I'm waiting at item shop resets. I'm like, okay, I need this skin so bad because it just looks so cool. As soon as I got it, $20 went down the drain for this skin. I'm like, all right, I'm invested now.
Yeah.
And that was when I really fully started playing the game. I played it before that a little bit in season 2 with an ex-girlfriend of mine. We just hid in bushes the whole time. We were scared the entire time. But like, I didn't take it that seriously back then. I was just like, okay, I mean, it's whatever. But Raven really spoke out to me, and I'm like, yeah, I think this is where I'm like, I'm going to take this seriously. And it was a good idea.
That's awesome. I love that, like, the concept art is something that brought you to the game. And I feel like that's probably still true today, given how many collaborations Fortnite works with, where they're like, hey, you also like God of War? Well, lo and behold, he is in our game. Like, I wonder how I bet you that's a huge success platform for them in terms of like fishing for people. It's interesting that you started with Raven. That's really interesting. For me, I don't think I owned Raven. I still might not own Raven. I'm not going to lie to you. So different strokes for different folks.
How could you?
Mine was the recon specialist, I think is her name.
Season 1. Yep.
She has the white
gray beanie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was the one that, I don't know, I was like, everyone was kind of owning their skin when we first started out. It was like, who do you like, what skin represents you type of thing? And I was like, nobody's picking this one because she's super vanilla. So I was like, I'm going with her.
Yeah. Season 1 had, oh my goodness, like that. I should have mentioned that in my introduction here. I'm a skin connoisseur. I know almost everything about every cosmetic in the game. From Recon Expert all the way to what we have now, like Scuba Crystals in the shop. We're going to get like the Summer Charlotte skin. So many stuff coming, so many different like skins and stuff coming out. I thrive off of the Fortnite cosmetics so much. It's definitely my bread and butter. So when you said Recon Specialist, I'm like, yep, gray beanie, gray clothes. Yep, know exactly what you're talking about.
I think it's ironic that you gravitated to a sweat skin as your first skin, and now you like absolutely hate every single one of them.
Is Recon Specialist considered like I think it was that a sweaty skin? Oh yeah, probably. I mean, run that with Love Wings back then. Oh yeah, you're considered like a sweat, definitely.
And Rust Lord, Rust Lord was like a hardcore.
I thought that was a bot skin. Like if you ran that, you weren't good at the game. Or that's what you told people.
Would take the L, bro. Remember that? Take the L was like huge back. That was crazy. But if you were to sum up, so how I got to know you, I guess is where I'm going with this, is Power Chord. That's how you showed up for me. That was how you got on my radar. If you go online and you look Italk Fortnite up, most likely than not, you will see a dozen pictures of Power Chord. What's up with that?
Another interesting thing, my brother's birthday is on the same day that Power Chord dropped, which is March 25th of 2018. And he bought that skin because he had money on that day, so why not blow it on that day? So I ended up buying the Power Chord skin. I see this on his account, and I'm like, what's this? He's like, oh, this is a Power Chord. It's a horrible skin. And I'm like, why did you buy it? And he's like, well, I had money then. I'm gonna buy it. And I really gravitated towards it. Just, I mean, I'm looking at it at my wall right now. I actually have like a cardboard cutout of it on my wall. It's just awesome. Like the old icon picture. It gravitated towards me because I'm very into goth aesthetic. I like Hot Topic looking kind of things, like with like fishnets and like, you know, the hair, the spikes and stuff like that. Like I really gravitated towards it. And I started up a Twitter campaign of basically asking Fortnite after every item shopped on their tweets, bring back Power Chord. For better or for worse, I mean, it got me a lot of hate because it was very annoying. I understand that. I don't know if I would have done that again.
That's
then
how
it
you get your
came back.
followers if you're listening.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Says iTalk.
It came back on September 9th of 2018, and I was ecstatic. They even tweeted about it. They even did one of those hint tweets.
Oh, really?
And they would, yeah.
Interesting.
It was
I did not know this.
I think, I don't remember what they said, but they did the eye emoji with the guitar and the lightning, and I'm like,
oh, interesting.
For Power Chord. They did that for Power Chord, and I'm like, really?
No,
I don't
love
think she
that.
deserves all that. Love the
That's
skin and everything,
amazing.
but yeah, no.
So you were the reason why I came back. It would still be. It would be this skin has not been released for 2,500 however many days.
She was only not out for 5 months, and back then we considered that super rare.
That was rare. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
PM, what outfit did you come in on? What was your first
Raven.
purchase? Was it a battle pass or was it an actual item shop?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember when I first came in. I first came in at the end of season 2.
Okay.
I believe end of season 2. I didn't buy the battle pass because I was still at the point where I was I'm not spending money on this stupid game. I was I bought the Xbox because I played one game with my friend and I was okay, this is sick. So I bought the Xbox and I was I'm not spending any more money on this game. And I wish I bought that battle pass, but that I didn't. So that was a mistake. Yeah. But the skin that I gravitated to the most, and you can kind of tell with my hoodie here. Actually, let me pull up the camera for people. The hoodie color here was the astronaut, the black and orange.
Oh, interesting.
What's it called? Italk, Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm. Exactly, because I am an Oregon State fan, and we are black and orange. And so I saw the black and orange one, and I'm like, that is so sick. And so I rocked that one for months until I realized you could see me from the other side of the map. Right. And I was I probably shouldn't use this skin anymore. And so I haven't used it since.
That's hilarious. And that was a really bulky skin back then too. It was more on the bulky side. Yeah.
I only do thin sweat skins now. That's literally all I do.
You're so typical.
I know, right?
Okay, so I think you undersold yourself just a little bit. You recently reached over 1 million subs on YouTube. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
What exactly does that milestone mean to you as a YouTuber?
It's pretty unbelievable. I mean, I don't know. At this stage of my life in the games, everything like that, I don't know. I don't know why I necessarily have this many. I don't think I necessarily deserve it a whole lot. I know you're oh, you can't say that. I'm just some dude that just talks into a microphone about Fortnite. I'm not making thrilling, amazing content or anything. It's just mostly conversation. And I don't know. I think it has something mostly to do with the item shops. They've been doing pretty well. People like to watch them, and I've gotten compliments before saying oh, I always have to. I can't be on the game at this certain time. Yeah. I'm always at soccer practice on this day, so I always watch your stuff just so I know what's in the shop when I can get back home. I'm excited for it. Stuff like that. I've even had, believe it or not, I even had Epic employees tell me when they're on vacation or when they're not able to check the shop for themselves, they actually watch my item shop video just to make sure that everything's there. And when I was told that, I'm like, what? That's insane to me. I don't know.
It's also crazy to think. I mean, it's almost 5 years. You have been up at a specific time every day for 5 years, essentially.
Not 5 years. It's almost 4 at this point.
Oh, well, no, it's more than 4. It's 4.5, isn't it?
I started in 2018.
Oh, when you started. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, almost 4 years of you being up at a time to report the news, essentially, on Fortnite.
Yep, at 8 o'clock every day. I never shower during that time. I never get anything to eat. I never go out. That's the big one. Never go out. I just never do because I got to be home for the shop.
Yeah, that's a wild commitment. That's a wild
social life went to absolute, S when Fortnite came out. I think my literal social life ended when I became addicted to this game.
Yeah. I'm that way with just the item shop because, again, my life revolves around it.
Right.
Which it sounds weird, but in reality, it's kind of true. Like if I'm worried, I might, if I'm low on gas and I don't want to go out because I don't want to wait in a long line. I don't want to miss shop. I don't want to like accidentally get into like a fender bender. I don't want to have my engine stop on me for whatever reason. There's so many different things in my head that's like, don't go out. You can't go out. You got this to worry about. And luckily, I like to be by myself a lot. I like to just seclude myself. So I don't necessarily mind it too much, but I would like to like go to the boardwalk one day and not worry about the shop, I guess. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. I feel the same type of pressure with like challenge days, and that happens more weekly. But like where I would upload a cheat sheet or update my app to have the corresponding challenges so that people know where they're going and all that stuff, and take some research, take some time. But I remember getting into that and just being like every Tuesday at like midnight, I would start that process and would not sleep until, like 5 or 6, wake up the next morning and see how the content did, and then rinse and repeat it every week. And so there is like this interesting, this tempo. You'll see streamers whenever a new update comes out, get up really early or whatever it is to create the content as quick as possible to post it. Like there is like this interesting allure to Fortnite, how it's kind of integrated itself into some of our lives and kind of changed kind of how we orient ourselves because we've made this our profession, or we made this our work. And it's very unique hours. Like I feel like, people who are in the Europe side of things might have it better off than us in the US in terms of timing. But it's a unique thing. And it really speaks, I think, to your dedication to the game. And I think what's interesting to me is there has been, I feel like a change in pace, probably not I feel like your tempo has changed from like really loving the game to kind of going on like this just space or hiatus or sabbatical vacation, whatever you want to call it. But what has recently happened for you in that? Like, I'm curious of like what has happened over the past like few months that has caused that for you.
So at this point right now, I'm actually kind of back into the game right now.
Yeah,
I was on a hiatus, so I'll try to go through this as fast as humanly possible. Might be a bit difficult to do that though. Long story short, Fortnite crew members got a loading screen for like this Midas thing. I totally forgot what it was. It was like the first Shadows loading screen. I didn't get it. So what I typically do if I don't get something from Fortnite is like, okay, I'm going to contact support because they'll just grant it to you. So like any other time, hey, you mind granting me this loading screen? Never got it. Like, okay, we'll check it out for you. I record my item shop for the day. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited for chapter 3 or for this event or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was right before chapter 3. That's right.
Mm-hmm. An hour passes and I'm streaming on my Discord and my account logs out. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened. I check my email and my heart stops. They basically say, we looked into your account and the account you merged with was not technically under your name. So we're disabling your account. And I lost everything. I had every skin in the game besides like I had Renegade. I didn't have Renegade Raider. I didn't have Aerial Assault Trooper, which those were the season 1 skins.
Yeah.
And I didn't have Indigo Kuno, which you only got from playing in a December 2020 PlayStation tournament. And I quickly made a video on my YouTube just explaining to people that if you see a different account, this is the reason why. I don't think I cried because like, I don't know. I was just so distraught because like these skins mean so much to me. And it's like, I wouldn't have cared if they just took away the unmerged cosmetics because I didn't earn the season 2 stuff. I didn't earn John Wick. I had all the other season 3 stuff. And I played everything. I had everything else. Like I only didn't earn like 5 or 6 of the skins on that account. If they wanted to take all that away, they could have done that. But like,
sure,
they just straight up disabled it. So yeah, I got in contact with some higher ups at Epic about it. and I just nothing came up out of it. At this point, it's almost like I don't want to get unbanned because like if I get unbanned, then I think everyone else that got banned through this should get unbanned. I don't want to be treated differently just because of who I am. But at the same time, though, I did put like 30 to 50 grand into that account.
Wow.
I had every exclusive skin. I bought my phone, my Note 9. I still have it. Was for the Galaxy skin. I still have that phone. Double Helix was like $800 on Amazon. For the Switch console, like I had like 8 of the Xbox Series S's for Dark Scully because I was going to give those away to people, and I'm like super hyped about their cosmetics and stuff like that. And after all that happened, it just like I completely stopped caring because it's like, well, if this can happen, what's the point in even going on? So then I invested into a VR, and I got myself addicted to VR chat for like half a year, where all I would do after item shop would just be on VR from like 8 p.m. till like 9 in the morning, just talking with people, hanging out with people. I made like a friend group and stuff like that, and like everything was well, but I wasn't getting any work done because I was so demotivated to do anything.
Yeah.
So it sucked because like all this happened at once. And again, I contacted support before for things, and that was always fine. But for this one, it wasn't. And yeah, I just wish they just removed the merged cosmetics from it, and I would have been totally fine with it. But it just sucks because. Okay, go ahead.
My question is, so I'm sure as you're sharing this, everyone is now probably aware of how many outfits they've purchased and how many battle passes they own and how many outfits they love, and are terrified maybe of support. What in particular, like, did they dislike about what you did in this situation, and how can they avoid that if they're, like, not to avoid support, but I guess like, is there any unique reason why your account was banned that they should be aware of if they're listening and just being like, oh my God, like I just want this one cosmetic and I earned it, but like, I don't want to lose my full account.
So it's impossible for this to happen anymore. But back in season 8, they offered a way to merge your account with another one. Because if you remember Sony, PlayStation,
oh yeah,
they were horrible back then because it was like back in season 6, I think they allowed you to do this. But if you played on a Sony PlayStation, and if you dare play that account on another thing, which whether it's Xbox or PC, they would lock the account. I think they did that or something like that. So this merging thing was to be like, okay, if you played on PlayStation first and you still have cosmetics on there first, we want you to be able to use that on your main account now, considering the fact that, PlayStation was really weird with that. So if you merged your account with your own account, but it was maybe not necessarily yours, you could get in trouble for it. Now, the account I got was from a friend of mine. He didn't need it anymore. He gave it to me. I wanted to use it for like some Fortnite music videos. To have 2 accounts controlling at once, it would have been easier. And then off the top of my head, I'm like, hey, there's this merging feature. I guess why not? I mean, I didn't care. And then I did it, and I immediately felt regret after that. I'm like, I don't think that was a good idea to do it. I never even ran the stuff I never earned anyway. It was really just there to just be a part of the collection. Yeah. But I never showboated I got the season 2 stuff. I'm like, I never really did that. A lot of people on my Twitch stream would always ask me to do it, to wear it. I'm like, I don't really care to. I didn't earn it. I'm outright honest about it. I didn't earn it, and it's just I kind of regret it. And then again, everything with the loading screen happened, and yeah, it's I actually, there was people that have reached out to me. I won't say names, but they told me that they merged their account and they're not going to contact support again because they're worried they're going to get banned. Totally. So
that's like a really unfortunate circumstance. And I feel like if you're listening to this and you're a little scared, it's going to be okay. But also, Nick is a collector. He's been doing this since Fortnite's, infancy. He's been collecting forever. And so it's kind of when I was a kid, Pokemon cards were a huge thing for me. And I wanted to collect literally every Pokemon card. and I had every Pokemon card, and it would be kind of the equivalent of somebody like, you know, me spending all of my hard-earned like lawnmower money, and then the Pokemon company just being like taking it from me in the middle of the night. Like I would be traumatized. I'd be like crying. It would be tough. So I can only imagine how hard it has been for you as an adult spending real money, real time on this, and then losing all of that. I can imagine that being very, very difficult.
Like,
So
I understand it. Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
I was just gonna say, like, what kind of like transitioned you to come back to Fortnite after something that tough happened?
Well, I will mention this. I wouldn't have cared necessarily if like the person that I merged with reached out to Fortnite and said, "Oh, hey, he merged my account without my permission," or like he hacked me or something like that. That's different. If that happened, fine. But he had a different account, so he didn't really care about it. So it's not that he reached out to them; it was just that the loading screen. What maybe come back to the game? I mean, they brought back Power Chord again. They didn't bring back Power Chord for a while, and the 6-string back bling, the pink guitar is my main back bling.
Yeah,
I use it on every skin because I think it works well with everything because the colors clash so not perfectly, but like it just looks cool.
Yeah.
So because Power Chord came back, I'm like, all right, I'll try to get my groove back into the game. And I mean, I'm at 756 outfits right now.
Wow.
Again, no battle pass, no chapter 1 or season 2 battle or chapter 2 battle passes at all on this account. Yeah, it's weird because I've had conflicting reports. People said, "Oh, don't buy everything again because if you do that, you're setting up a bad precedent." You're saying that, "Oh, you're okay with Fortnite banning your account." I absolutely agree with that. So I don't really buy everything anymore. I still buy a lot, obviously. I mean, little spoiler here. I spent quite a bit of money. I got double Helix back on my account again.
Nice.
I don't know if I want to say how much I spent.
Oh my gosh. Wait. It's over $1,000.
Yes.
How, like $3,000?
2.5.
2.5 grand for double Helix.
I have the paper right here.
Oh my gosh. You are
like
a ridiculous like collector, bro.
I care about this sort of stuff. No, man.
I think if there's anyone that does, it's you 100%. Like I can't think of anybody else who loves cosmetics more than you.
I'd say Pizzo.
I think Pizzo doesn't love it as much as you.
Yeah. In his episode, he wasn't like resentful, but he had kind of this like they're cosmetics. Yeah, like he's kind of getting that plateau where he's like, not necessarily over it, but he's kind of like, like here's another skin, it's cool,
right?
Oh no, I deeply care about the cosmetics in this game.
Know.
I absolutely adore them
alone, bro. That's wild. So double Helix. That's for context. Is that the Switch?
That is the red and white version of the Archetype skin from season 5, which is the green and black one. That is a Nintendo Switch exclusive skin.
Yeah, okay.
And it's one of the oldest models too. So if you were able to buy this, you're getting a downgraded Switch. Like it's not the OLED Switch. It's not like this. I think there was like a second running of the Switches where like Wildcat has a Switch for that too.
Yeah.
This is like the beginning of the Switch. So it is like poor like hardware, but I don't even run the skin either. That's the funniest thing. I don't even run double Helix. Like I had double Helix and Kari at the same time, and I'm like, Kari's better. The cosmetics that Fortnite puts out now way better than the skins they had back then. I just like the collection thing of it.
Yeah, that's so cool. I feel like if you have one of those, you got to let us know on Twitter. Send us a picture of your double Helix, and just know that it could be worth $2,500. That's wild, bro. Congrats on grabbing that. Okay, so
real quick, I have a story I want to bring up real quick, just because this is a funny conversation, and I want to give this guy a shout out. He's a good friend, but he played Fortnite since the beginning. Like he was early Fortnite, and got all of us hooked. My good friend, but he set up his account on his friend's email and his friend's password. Because he was just like, whatever, I don't care. So 4 years go by. This is like 2021 or something like that. And he's like, he texts me, he goes, and I will bleep that out. He says, I'm blank, and I'm like, what went wrong? And he goes, my friend deleted the account. And I was just like, you're joking, right? And he's like, no, he deleted the account and I have no skins. I have to make a new one. And so he had to start from the beginning because his friend kept getting emails from Epic. And so he contacted Epic and he was like, I don't have an account. You can remove this. And so they removed it for him.
What?
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
Sucks. That sucks. It's starting to make me nervous. You guys are all making, like, I'm nervous now. I'm like,
well, yeah, I would. If you set your account up on a friend's account, I would immediately try to change that as soon as you can. So just a little warning on that.
Yeah, just disclaimers, I guess. This is what this podcast is. It's just a bunch of disclaimers. If you like your account, make sure you have double, F2A on and do everything you can to keep it. That's crazy.
I had it under like an email of mine too. I switched the email out on that account to one that I own. Still wasn't good enough, I guess. I don't know.
It's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, Italk. I think it's time to transition into the state of the game and summer. We got a summer event going on. I'd love to hear some of your words from that. But I did want to comment on something that I've seen over the past few years with you is like, I think what happened with Epic and losing your account helped me see you in a different way, where I think previously to that, I would see you as the item shop guy. It's just like, that's it. It was like item shop guy, awesome friend, but item shop guy. And I think what this has done, at least what I've noticed, and I think maybe the community would probably speak to this too, is that I think what it's transitioned you to is like to being the outfit guy to a guy who is like earned our respect by your integrity and who you are. I think people are coming, those millions of people that are coming to your YouTube video are maybe started coming because of your item shop videos. But I think the evolution of like how they've gotten to know you as a person, who you are, and your character, I think is what people are now staying for. And so I mourn with you in your loss, but I think am proud of you in how you've handled yourself and how you're pushing forward. Because I think that you're going to be better off for it, because I think people are just coming for you. It's cool that the item shop changes and stuff, but I think people are coming for you.
You give me way too much praise, sir.
I believe those things. Those are my own words.
I'm just saying, man. I'm not some like crazy hotshot guy or anything. I'm like the most generic human being, honestly. But I'm just someone that really appreciates the art in this game. And if I could ever say anything to the Fortnite art team specifically, you've made some of my favorite cosmetics in any video game ever. Just it's insane.
It's awesome.
I know so much about all of them. It's crazy. Just like that. This is my job that I get to do this. Like it's crazy.
I know the amount of opportunities that this has created for so many of us is absolutely unreal. Absolutely.
Yeah, like it's just skins in a video game. It's just but to me, it's way more than that.
Well, you're known for having a lot of opinions on the game. You voice the community's concerns pretty well. So let's dive into where we think the current state of Fortnite is at. I'm curious of your thoughts as a whole. Chapter 3. What are your thoughts on the current state of Fortnite?
Right now, it's balancing out now. I had issues with the combat SMG. That's gone now. I have an issue with Fortnite seemingly trying to force us to use their newer weapons and not just like include like the SCAR and the pump in the game. I understand why they don't want that in the game. They want us to use these newer weapons, but at the same time, I feel like Fortnite without the SCAR and Fortnite without the pump and Fortnite without like tilted towers, we have that now. But like when we didn't have all that, it felt like a big part of our game was missing. So at this point in the game, my main concern is the mediocrity of the weapons. Like the Ranger AR, I barely feel like I'm getting any feedback with using it. it just kind of feels like you're just crouching and just mindlessly shooting it. Like, oh, this is thrilling.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. And also, like, the spray meta is a little bit annoying too. But I'm just saying, like, again, they got rid of the combat. The shotguns feel way better now. They buffed them up. Like, everything is starting to feel good with the game right now. Like, I think they took a good time for their vacation because, like I said, gunplay feels good now.
Yeah.
I think it's good right now.
I know PM's waiting to share.
Bring back the tack. Bring back the tack.
But I do think like what's interesting, I love your thoughts on what makes Fortnite. I felt the same way about the Boogie Bomb. It was like just like so charming and so Fortnite. It made it kind of be different like that. I remember that really seeing and being like, that's a weird weapon, but that is so Fortnite, you know, like, and I feel like that it's that charm that brings Fortnite. It's the loot llama, you know, that you can find and blow up. It's like these very weird things that are super charming to make the game super unique for me. And so I less rely on the pump and the scar, although they are iconic. I think they have just been shrouded in being iconic for so long. They've just been like the go-to gun for the history of Fortnite, essentially. And so when they started changing up the mechanics where they're like, okay, we're not going to allow 200 damage anymore to where you can get one shot, whether that be a shotgun or a sniper, they have to pull some of that stuff back that's a little bit more overpowered. But I agree with you. I think like there's this unique charm to Fortnite. But my biggest gripe right now is why the heck the revolver is in the game, and why the heck that charge SMG is in the game, and why the heck the Ranger is in the game. If I land on any three of those weapons at the start of my game, more likely than not, and the fishing rod.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that on Twitter. You're like,
dead.
Why is fishing rod like ground loot? I absolutely agree with that. Why is it?
It makes no sense. I've died to a fishing rod as my first weapon while my enemy gets literally whatever the heck they want, and I just die. It's like, okay, well, I'm dead, so that's great. But yeah, I agree. I think there's just like some guns that are made to wash down the loot pool, but ultimately, if you are just dropping, that's probably one of the worst experiences you can experience, is getting a gun that is unhelpful in a game where you need to eliminate your enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about
I
you,
think they
PM?
should make it so like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, real quick, I would 100% agree with you. I think again, we've talked about this before, so I would love to get your opinion on this too. I think Fortnite has just abandoned the chess and how cool they can be. I think early on in Fortnite, it was so awesome to like see a chest and be like, oh my God, I'm going to open this up and get like a blue weapon. And nowadays you open it and you're like, cool, there's some gold and some ammo. I'm good. See you later. And so I feel like they could definitely do more with like the ground loot and the chest experiences. And I think the King's chest kind of ruined it because now you expect these chests to have like purple or gold weapons, but then you end up with like a green revolver and you're just like, this is stupid. I'm just not going to open up chests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That and shield is kind of hard to come by as well. Like always looking for minis.
A little bit, yeah. I actually really agree with that. I actually said that on Twitter. I think I said like chests don't feel as meaningful anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Boogie Bomb thing, Fortnite's too serious now. Like everything is way too serious. There's no fun stuff in the game anymore. Like again, Boogie Bomb's good. We have that back. Port-a-Fort's glad we have that back too.
Yeah.
But these feel like they should have been like essentials. These feel like they should never have left the game anyway. Charge SMG, I just say get rid of it. Honestly, it just isn't even worth having.
It's so bad. It is so bad on so many levels.
As for the pistol, I was just going to say, as for the pistol, make it so when you drop from the battle bus, have a pistol. Right. Have a gun at your start, and then that's it. Don't make it loot or anything like that. Just make it like as soon as you drop from the battle bus, you have a pistol on you.
Well,
that would save so much time.
I would rather die at the beginning of my game with a fishing pole and be rebooted with a pistol than drop in the game on a fishing pole. Like
that's what I'm saying.
That's
like
great. Just give us a pistol. That's a great idea. Like at least we have something to start with.
Team Rumble, they give you an AR and a shotgun when you start.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just start you off with a pistol? Just to give you something,
Right,
instead of
right.
a fishing pole, you know?
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. I hope that happens.
And then make it so it's not loot. Make it so the pistol isn't loot, and it's just you start with it. That's literally it. It's my opinion. That'd be a good idea.
No, that's great. That's great. Okay, well, before we get into the summer event, I want to talk about today's official sponsor, GFuel. I have a button. You can use code DOG for either a 10%, 30% off the store site. PM has his hand in his face. If you're sitting out in the sun with a Mai Tai like me, pretending to get a tan, then you'll like the flavors Battle Juice and Miami Nights. Those are the two I'm drinking right now, and I love them. They're the best. Check them out. You can use my code DOG. And yeah, that's my sponsor for the video. I'm working on my sponsorship stuff. What would you guys give that out of 10?
Give it a 10 out of 10.
You lied.
Yeah. No, that was a solid 5. Good effort there, but I will say you missed a lot of talking points, and you have to keep repeating the code, like code this, code this.
Great. Well, I'm we've only had a few sponsors, so I'm working on it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we've got the summer event. It's currently in the game. This has been an evolution of the summer event in some ways, and it's been pulled back in others. I'd love to dive into that topic with you too. So I guess my question is, how does this summer event stack up to previous years? How would you guys answer that?
I don't remember a lot of the summer events that we've had in the previous years personally. They just felt like fun times to play Fortnite. At that time, I played Fortnite for the fun of it, not for the challenges. Right now, I'm playing it for like the challenges, but also part of the fun too. The rewards that we have this season for this event are very good compared to like maybe what we've had before. I feel like there's a lot more. It's not as difficult to get these either. I know a lot of people complained about like creative challenges where it's like, oh, I have to play these maps to get these things. You don't have to do that this season.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't have to do that. So that's a bonus there too. I like the rewards we got. You know, they're giving us challenges every day for a little bit. So we keep coming back to the game to get those done and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't hate this event. I think it's fine.
They did 14 days of summer, I think, last time. Was that the last time, or was that before last?
Or maybe. I know 14 Days of Summer was like 2019, I think.
Okay, yeah. So they did that, and I felt like that was pretty strong as well in terms of cosmetics, but I don't think it was as good as the cosmetics we have now, like the pickaxe, the back bling. There's some really fun stuff involved. Where back then, I think it was just like I think it was another form of slushy or something. But I feel like where summer kind of really comes alive for most people is the cosmetics. Mm-hmm. I feel like our cosmetics, we've gotten a lot this time around. Sometimes they just like will rinse and repeat. And typically, you know, they're coming because of whichever ones are in the item shop early. You're like, okay, they're already trying to sell all the old summer stuff because the new stuff's going to drop, tomorrow or something. So how do you feel being a cosmetic enthusiast? How do you feel about the new cosmetics that are coming? Are there any that you would recommend or any that you would suggest to those that are listening?
The Boardwalk Warriors is an amazing pack in my personal opinion. Riptide Raz might be my favorite skin out of all the things that we've seen.
Oh, you like it? You like the jorts?
You know what? I mean, it's really the mask and the sunglasses that do it for me. It's a very fun aesthetic. I really do like. I know I'm probably gonna be like really like not the popular opinion here because a lot of people don't really gravitate towards the male skins, but I think he's amazing. Very
editable too. There's so many different things you can edit. It's Raz. So for those that are listening, Raz is that character that was like the weird tower guy that has like the Super Saiyan version of himself, always shirtless. He has the ability to level up into different variants of himself, but also wear glasses or not wear glasses, put on a scarf, not put on a scarf. And I think there's 3 different styles, but it's really customizable. You can put a shirt on him if you want. Highly don't recommend that though, because he looks good out in the summer bod. He's been he's been working out for summer.
I like the design on the shirt. It's very
cool.
Hot Topic Spencer's looking sort of design. It's so this looks like something I would wear. Like it really does. It's just I don't know. Whenever you relate to an outfit, you know it's like a good one.
Yeah.
In terms of like the other skins that we're getting upcoming soon, I know we're getting the Summertime Charlotte skin tonight because Mondays are usually when we get quest packs as well as like other kinds of bundles and stuff like that. And that looks good too. And yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with the skins that we have this update. I was just thinking though, I do miss the days when we got a lot more skins. Like I'm looking at the 14 Days of Summer event from the 2019 thing.
Yeah.
We had Bigfoot, we had Gage, we had that Pink Flamingo skin, Starfish, Double Cross, Summer Drift, Beach Bomber, Heist, and Volley Girl. That's 9 outfits, and that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing with me, as you guys know, big collector guy, they don't push out skins as much anymore. And I do feel bad about that. I mean, I know that most of their time is focused on like getting the like all the collab skins worked on and stuff like that, because I know that takes a lot more effort, a lot more negotiations just to get it done and stuff like that. But man, do I miss when like every update, every leak night, we had like 8 skins to talk about every 2 weeks. But that's severely dwindled now. Now we have about, I think we got like 9 cosmetics for this month. Again, that's good. I'm happy we actually have some unique skins here. Yeah, like, I don't know. I guess I just kind of missed that, but the skins here are good.
It feels like Fortnite's doing this thing. This is kind of what I've gathered over the years, is it seems like they are kind of collecting outfits to release in seasons, right? Yeah. So every year they invest 10 outfits, let's just say, towards summer. It's in the summer bucket. And so those skins will never show up unless summer comes around. And so I think that what they're slowly doing over the years is they're like, okay, winter stuff, boom, summer stuff, boom, Christmas stuff, boom, Valentine's Day stuff, boom. Like they're putting all of these outfits in certain buckets so that when that month comes around, they have tons of expression and rare, quote unquote, because it hasn't been around for a year to then give their audience. And that adds energy, right? So like if you didn't play Fortnite for the past 3 years and you just are now getting into it because of no builds, you probably are having a drastically different experience than someone like you who's a collector who might be like, you know, what the heck, Fortnite? Like there should be more, like, you know, you could be more like critique. You could have a higher critique of it. But to somebody who just started the game would be like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. You know,
yeah, they have a backlog. They have over 1,300 skins in the game right now.
Yeah. That's wild.
They've got a lot. Yeah, so they can just kind of cherry pick what comes back and have their own like little 30-day rotation. The reason why that exists is because people actually buy the skins in the 30-day rotation. We may complain about it, like, oh, I see Wukong every month. Oh, I see Savage every month. You got to understand, though, people are buying it, though. That's the reason why they make it like that. You know, we can't have a good item shop every single day. That's impossible. We can't have the most unique shop every day, because then if we had that, after 2 months, nothing's unique anymore. So, yeah.
And
I understand why they do certain things.
We see the strategy with like items too, right? We just got the Boogie Bomb back. Like, they do this in seasons as well, where like they will just vault something for no reason. It's just vaulted. And it might be beloved. It might be like, you know, PM's tack. Like it could be anything.
Launch pads.
Exactly. Like there's no real rhyme or reason of taking it out necessarily, other than creating a rarity for it so that when a new season comes, the Boogie Bomb's here, or a new event comes, the Boogie Bomb, whatever it is. Right. And so I do think that this is a strategy that Fortnite has got down to a science. And I think they know what brings people back, and they double down on that stuff. And they know some of us are addicted, and so they create a refer a friend program, right? Where they're like, Now that you're addicted, get somebody else addicted. Like, for, like, do you have like to do 60 levels together? It's like, wow, that's a lot of work. And a lot of people are creating bot accounts because they care so much about the free cosmetics, and they know people will walk that through, which is unique and interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
You got any thoughts on that?
Thoughts on what? Just like the refer a friend thing in general, or like
just like how they kind of like withhold things intentionally to get people to play or come back to the game.
So it's no stranger that the number one thing any video game wants is high player count and player retention.
Yeah.
Right. And this refer a friend thing, if you don't take the bot accounts into consideration, right? If let's just say we're doing it the exact same way they want us to do it. Actually finding a friend that actually hasn't played the game in a month to then play with for 60 levels, right?
Right.
That is another person added to the player retention and to the player numbers. It makes total sense. Everything at the end of the day, it's a business.
Right.
At the end of the day, the reason why they do these things is mostly to benefit them, and that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, that's what they want. They want people to play the game. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't think they necessarily care about people creating the bot accounts because, again, that's still player retention. That's still another number on the board. And not only that, but you can buy tiers for levels. You could buy 60 tiers, and that'll count as 60 levels. Absolutely. I've done it twice, and it works.
Wow.
So are they really going to be that upset if, like, you buy
people
tiers?
Are spending all that money? Yeah.
Yeah, like, I didn't buy 60 tiers. I bought, like, 40 this time because the leveling up in, like, creative and stuff like that's pretty simple. But, like,
I'm going to have to refer your friend.
Absolutely. Like, I don't think they care because, again, so long as it's another account, that's another name off the checklist.
Even if it's your iPad in the same room as you.
I think they could care less, honestly, at this point. In the beginning, I thought maybe they'd be a little bit upset, but, like, no, it's the same thing. You're getting the same results. It's just not through the way you think that we're getting it through it, Because all my friends are playing Fortnite. Like, why would I bug someone that hasn't played it to do it? I'm like, let's just do it this way. So, yeah.
Okay, so next topic. Fortnite has been, if you haven't been paying attention, where the pants are, what is that place called? The Foundation area? Yes. The big Foundation statue. That thing's been cut in half. Now Party Central over there. They've been building out a concert hall and skate park over there. That's kind of been the story leading up to this summer event. Italk, do you think we're getting a summer concert? Because there's a massive concert hall. There's been fireworks that are going off on that side of the map. And there's a lot of energy over there that would suggest that we might be getting another concert, much like we did with Travis Scott.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't really kept up with this personally. Mm-hmm. I could see it. I mean, if they've been building something up, which they've been doing with like Marshmallow and Travis Scott, they've done that before. I don't see why not. I mean, Travis Scott did so well back in 2020. That's still probably my favorite event. They could easily do that. I know there was like hints of like Juice WRLD possibly being a concert or being a skin or an emote or something along the lines of that. I made a whole video talking about that. So long as they respect it, I don't see the harm in it. But it does seem a bit early after his passing not that long ago. It's a touchy thing where it's like you gotta be respectful about it. Right. You can't look like you're exploiting, someone's death or whatever. Like, obviously they're not doing that, but like you have to take things. You have to make sure you're careful with it. Like they did that with Black Panther. They delayed that pack after Chadwick Boseman passed away. That they did. That was very respectful for them to do that. Because that was obviously meant for that season. Obviously, the trailer was made for that season without a doubt. But they still delayed it because of all that.
Yeah.
So
I feel like they're very thoughtful. Fortnite's very thoughtful. They're going to take the safe route in terms of like anything that could be politically destructive.
I think the war season we had was a pretty good example, because that was coming, and all of a sudden, Ukraine was invaded, and then they were like, yeah, we're not going to do any promos, we're just going to drop the season. And I think that's a good example of, they have a great team behind them that understands kind of the landscape of things.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I hope they do a summer concert though, and my guess is maybe after Epic employees get back or something. I'm not sure they would do it when everyone's off, because right now, just for those that don't know, like this, every summer Epic employees get 2 weeks off, which is really cool. They get they get a total of 4 weeks, 2 in summer, 2 in winter, and typically Epic employees like really love that. Like, I imagine in your job, just like, no, you get these off, like I know teachers get this like summer off type of vibe. Like they get some time off, and they work really hard. So they try to build out an event to hold us over while they're gone,
Right.
so that they can relax and enjoy their summer as well. So it's kind of like a celebration of them also, taking a break, which I think is kind of cool. But it would be very rare, I would say, if they had, a full-on concert go on during the middle of them leaving. So my guess is when they return, we'll probably see something, maybe, hopefully, summer concert vibes would be rad.
Maybe.
Oh,
Again, I have no idea what it could actually be. Like, we have leads on ideas, but nothing's set in concrete yet. And it's actually quite mysterious, because, again, you have like that Marshmallow tweet too.
right.
Where he said, I miss Pleasant Park. That's so random that he would say that.
Totally.
Could we see another Marshmallow concert? I have no idea. I know he's like heavily invested in Fortnite with like the Meloverse thing, with like those 2 recent skins he added. It could really go either one way. I have zero idea what they're possibly planning with it. We'll see though.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely curious. I like being surprised by this sort of stuff.
Me too.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Me too. It just seems like there's a lot of buildup, and in the past that has meant something. So it'd be weird for them to build this massive concert area and then be like, "Did you enjoy summer? Okay, we're going on to Halloween now." It just feels like there's a lot of energy building in that direction. Especially for me, the fireworks on that side feel unnecessary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's unnecessary to have like all those fireworks shoot off just in the backdrop of where all that stuff is going down, and it just seems like weird to put it there. Like, why not in the middle of the map? Middle of the map is also a great area.
Are you saying you're not a fan of the fireworks, Cher?
No, I love the fireworks. I'm just saying, like, it just feels so random to just randomly put in for a summer event. Like, it doesn't feel like
it does feel random. Yeah,
unless there's something involved with it. I'm sus about it. I'm just sus. I'm like, okay, I'm reading in between the lines here, and I hope that I'm right, that we get some sort of concert.
Right,
I would love it. If we had a concert though, what would be an ideal for you guys? What would be an ideal band or singer or whatever that you would like to see? Artist, I guess is the word.
Drake, and no one else but Drake.
Drake. Okay.
Drake could be cool. Yeah.
Italk.
Oh man, I'm into rock. I mean, 6-string back bling kind of gave it away. I'm very into like heavy rock and stuff like that. A Day to Remember would be cool. Breaking Benjamin would be cool. It had to be like someone that's like extremely mainstream, right? Like Travis Scott, Marshmallow.
Yeah.
Even Major Laser's pretty like mainstream for like other countries and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm actually listening to Drake right now as you said that. It was pretty funny that you mentioned that.
Yeah, Drake. No, I think honestly, one personally, and Stranger Things really got me back into them, and I kind of binged them. But I would love to see Metallica do something. I think that would be so cool. Like, imagine a Metallica skin set too that kind of resembles what they look like. I think that would be sick. But obviously, I don't think they're going to be doing that anytime soon. So
for me, it's just Ed Sheeran, just him with a guitar. Just kidding.
Ed Sheeran's concert would be like him in the middle of like Tilted Towers in like a pub, just sitting there by himself, just playing, and everyone's gonna be like, "Is that Ed Sheeran just playing the guitar?"
Oh, that's so funny. Be great. Okay, so the other thing we're talking about is Tilted Towers. we've got an adjustment to Tilted Towers. We've talked about this on the podcast a little bit about this potentially happening, but it's happened. You can now vote on the building that you want to see in the middle of Tilted. There's 3 different buildings. There's a retail store, there's a housing thing, and then there's what's the third one? I forget. There's 3 different types of building, and then they selected a bunch of people that submitted. They chose 3 of them for each one, so you can pick which one you like the most, and you can use gold for this, much like we've had in the past, where you can like pick between these 2 weapons, use your gold, get a mini. So that is live, and we will see one of those constructed, I think, either in like a week or 2. And then they'll just slowly progressing that and building out Tilted. How do you guys feel about this feature? What do you guys think about Tilted returning in this way? Curious of your thoughts.
Good idea. Get the community involved. Win-win. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I personally don't care. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw it as a prompt, and I'm like, whatever. Like, I just kind of moved on. I feel like they need to choose for me, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't really want to have a say in it. I want to be surprised. Like, give me the stuff.
For me, the only critique I have is that how they all look the same. Like, I feel
Absolutely.
like most of them were like, I was excited to choose, and then when they showed me my options, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. They all kind of look the same, and I think that was the biggest bummer. And maybe they'll evolve the process. Hopefully, they do. But I do think, like, if you look, you look between the 3 options of all of them, they all look identical, which I think is, how are you going to know which one you like? You can go visit each map, so you can go and put in their code and check it out. So if you really care, but they didn't stand out enough for me to be like, oh no, I really want so and so to win. Like, I feel like there wasn't enough character in some of the builds for that. Not that they didn't create cool things, but it was just like, oh, Pizza Pit is what you were looking for, and Pizza Pit is what you're going to get, type of thing for that. So
they were very limited for sure.
100%.
I know you tried to do it, right?
I mixed it up. Yeah.
Yeah. They were very, I remember seeing this on Twitter, very limited on what you could actually put in your building and stuff. So it's not necessarily shocking that they all look so similar. You were only given so much, because obviously you don't want to take up too much memory on the actual main map. I get that.
Right. Yeah.
I think it would be a really cool building concept is like an Apple store that had like toilets. I think that would be like a really cool concept and something new. I think Squatting, you should get on that ASAP.
All right. Is my bitterness coming through? I guess it is. I created a map for the retail outlet, and I was like, oh, let's try to like think of something creative. So we're like, let's just make high-end toilets. Like, we have the Flush Factory where they're being made. Why not have the retail storefront of that? So I made like an Apple store looking toilet store, and I thought it was genius. And then I guess they didn't want that, so I'm sad. Well, my bad. The other thing that's worth talking about, and I know Italk, you've got some opinions on, is we've got Marvel Comics happening right now for some of the backstory of Fortnite. And then we've got some rumors of Dragon Ball Z, Last of Us. I want to kind of end our conversation about your thoughts on cosmetics and your opinions on where we're at with collaborations. And you kind of have, hinted at that a little bit, and at the beginning of this conversation of like, it seems like there's a polarizing amount of collaborations that might have taken priority over, like outfits that are unique to Fortnite. But yeah, I'm curious of where you're at with some of those things and kind of like your thoughts on that.
Well, in terms of like the collaborations, it's what's best for business, honestly. It doesn't matter what I say. It's what makes Fortnite the most money. They might as well just keep doing it. And I'm happy for people that get to relate with these collaborations, because I know when Fortnite drops a collaboration that I know, I'm going to lose my mind over it. I'm going to be happy about it. Yeah. So I understand that people are going to reciprocate that feeling that, oh, when like I don't know. I'm looking at my locker right now. Just anything like Boba Fett or Darth Vader or Doctor Strange. I don't relate to any of this. I'm a very boring guy. Like, if you want to know what I watch like Yu-Gi-Oh videos. I watch like police body cam videos. I'm not into the Marvel universe all that much. And that's fine. That's just my personal opinion on it. But I'm happy for those that get to see their favorite collabs make it into the game. So maybe back then I had a little bit more of a pessimistic look at it. I'm like, what is this? Why is it only this now? It's definitely not like that. We still get unique original cosmetics in the game, and I'm happy about that. So my opinion on collabs have swerved a bit. I guess maybe I've been a bit jaded since the banning and stuff like that. So maybe my outlook on things have been a little bit more negative than per usual. But no, I think they do a phenomenal job. Again, the art team is like incredible. The Fortnite art team is one of the most insanely creative teams I've ever seen work on this game.
Yeah.
Or on any game for that matter. Like I would play video games for Overwatch. Their cosmetics are great too. Like I play video games for their cosmetics a lot. Fortnite's just a whole nother league, man. Like they're just insanely creative with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and Overwatch can't even output the same amount of stuff that Fortnite does. Like Fortnite is on like a whole nother caliber of just being able to produce what they're able to produce. Like it's wild.
Yeah,
wild.
And no hate to Overwatch's Overwatch's art team. They're phenomenal too. Like they put a ton of effort into each skin. Where Fortnite, it almost, there is some, like, you could see some shortcuts here and there with, like, if, like Panda team leader, Cuddle team leader, but let's make it white and black and then have it like that. Like, obviously, they can get around that a little bit, but, like, for the most part, no, these are completely unique cosmetics. Even if they're, like, redos of other skins, like, that might be a commentary sometime down the line. The boardwalk pack we have, Chord, Guff, and Raz, these are characters that we know already. So they already have like the template of the character. They just remix it a bit. I think they look really good. But yeah, I do kind of miss when we had original cosmetics all the time. I understand that they're going to run out of ideas. I understand they have priorities in different areas. I get that. So I just kind of go with the flow with this at this point.
Yeah, it's a unique mix now. I feel like whenever we have too much of one thing, I think we start to crave the other. It's kind of like how I play builds. When I play builds, I crave no builds. And then when I play no builds, I crave builds. I go back and forth. And I think like that's kind of what's been happening with collaborations, especially if you're not into certain collaborations. You're kind of like, oh, cool for them, but I don't care. Cool for them, but I don't care. And then it's like, well, what about something original? You start to think that way. I think that's a natural progression of thought. But I'm pretty excited about like how they have been evolving the deeper core of cosmetics. And what I mean by this is like animations, right? So we just got the Indiana Jones outfit, and there is a glider where your outfit, the outfit will bounce on the raft and then flip around and grab it. And to me, that is really awesome. That is a new way for a glider to redeploy. Typically, it pops open and you're hanging on. Then we got the umbrella, which is a unique animation, right? So they're even evolving animations over the years where now you're standing on a dragon, or now you're surfing, or whatever. Like there's a one like that's on your back and you're kind of hovering like you're Superman and you're flying. Like they're evolving those things, which is cool.
Yeah.
Such as so is with pickaxes, right? We had just a normal pickaxe, then we had double pickaxes, then we have like ball and chain animation. Now we have like spear animations. So they're evolving everything to fit all different types of cosmetics that can come our way. One of the weirdest things for me is when you pick a Street Fighter skin and you don't have anything to punch with, like their Street Fighter outfits, they should use their hands and feet. And so with this new summer outfit, I think what's the cuddle one, Nick? The new cuddle?
Sid.
She she has pickaxes that are like brass knuckles, essentially, like bare brass knuckles. And I feel like that is something that I still can't use on a Street Fighter outfit. Like they should do punching gloves at this point in time. But we have these animations that like I think need to be expressive for all outfits to make sense in this ecosystem. And so, yeah, I love that type of progression as well. So I wonder how many cosmetics have been halted or not fully utilized because of those limitations. Like if we get a Dragon Ball Z collaboration, Goku has never picked up a gun in his life.
Yeah.
What is Goku's pickaxe? And I feel like we get these weird pickaxes because of it. It's like we get these awkward, like Cobra Kai. We got a Cobra Kai sign. I'm like, no, Cobra Kai, we should be punching things. And they didn't do that. And so I wonder if there's a limitation then, right? That they haven't created the way in which that outfit should feel when you use a pickaxe for that specific outfit.
It's the reason why we don't have lightsabers as pickaxes. It might confuse the players into thinking they actually have the lightsaber weapon. Right. I think if you were to make it so everything was like, oh, you could just punch everything, right? Like that's a great idea. I love that idea. Yeah. It could trick the player into thinking like, what are they doing? Do they have a gun? I can't tell. Like maybe it's something like that. Maybe they just didn't even think of that idea. I have no idea. But no, that you're right though. A lot of these collabs, they don't make sense for a shooter game. They just don't make sense. But again, like Marshmallow would never hold a gun, obviously, right? Like, you know, I don't know that. But you know what I mean? Like a lot of these collabs where it's like Indiana Jones would never hold a SCAR or a pump shotgun.
No.
Like, I don't think they need to I don't think they need to like be that accurate with it, I guess. Sure. Like again, the punching thing is a really cool idea. Yeah, I mean it's Fortnite. Everyone's in Fortnite, so it's just kind of like, you know, I don't think it necessarily matters too much to like see different like sort of animations and stuff like that with like stuff like that. But at the same time, I would like to see them evolve a bit more with different things like that. You're right though, like maybe I don't see the harm in like introducing like a punching animation or something like that. Maybe they're thinking like, how do we sell that? Because I don't think that they want to make that like a default thing. I think they want that to be like, how do you sell that?
It's like punching gloves or bare fist, you know, whatever.
I'm thinking bare fist, like why not?
It would be crazy. It'd be so cool. Yeah. Sure. I feel like the evolution of the game is always really cool to look back on because we have context for. I can't imagine where it's going to go, but I'm really glad that we have your voice in our community, Nick. I'm really grateful for our friendship, and I'm grateful that you said yes to being on this podcast. Is there any final words that you would have for our audience and ways that they can reach you if somebody wanted to get involved in your community?
I'll say this. Last thing I wanted to mention about like how Fortnite evolves with their cosmetics and stuff like that. The biggest thing is the achievements. They are so pointless right now. Sure. I think big thing in Call of Duty and a big thing in like Apex is these other ways to like express yourself. Like, you know, when you knock someone, you just see their name. I think they could do more than that. I would like to see like a calling card and emblem sort of feature where you earn the, like if you get like 10 kills with an AR, you get this calling card that just says like, AR player, or like just something like that. I feel like they could add so much more customization to you besides just your name.
Absolutely.
And that's like a big thing I've been really wanting to push out. But in terms of where you could find me on Twitter. This is Italk. That is my Twitter handle. Italk is my YouTube. Italk69 is my Twitch. I've been streaming quite a bit over there. Yeah, I'm grateful to be here. This is a dream come true. I'm even able to do this for a living. Hence why I'm kind of back into it, because it's like, you know, I may have lost my account, but at least like I didn't lose like my subscribers. I didn't lose like my viewers and stuff like that. I still get to do what I love for a living. The fact that I'm able to do this in my bedroom, it's the greatest feeling ever. So I really got no complaints about that. So, yeah.
Awesome, bro. Well, once again, thank you for being here. And thanks again for those of you that are listening to the Chapter 3, Season 3 Unvaulted Fortnite podcast. Feel free to connect with us on Twitter as well at the Unvaulted Pod or the Squatingdog or It's PM. And until next time, I'm Squatingdog. We'll see you later, nerds. Much love.